for letting me help you today with student conferencing for writing. And so we have Sebastian. Hi, Sebastian. How are you? Hi. You know what? You did a great job on your writing today. I'm going to use this little piece of paper here to take some notes. Would that be okay with you? Okay. All right. Can you tell me about your story? What did you write about?
I write a snowman.
A snowman? Have you
But
ever?
I was not done yet.
You weren't done yet. I love that you said that. Can you tell me that if you had had more time, what would you have added to this picture of your snowman?
What?
What would you like to add? If I gave this back to you with a pencil, what would you want to add to your story? More color, maybe, right? Can you show me where the picture is? Where's the picture that you drew? Right? You did such a good job. Give me a high five. Show me where the words are. Did you draw any or write any words for this story? Yes, where? Oh, look at you. What does that say? You wrote your name. Fantastic. Good job. You know what I've noticed, Sebastian? That I can't tell where your snowman is. Is it inside or outside?
Outside.
It's outside. So if we gave you some extra time, what could you add to your picture so I would know it was outside? Would you put tables and chairs? Or would you put a sun or clouds or snowflakes? Snowflakes, because it was cold outside. Okay. Do you know what this line is for down here for? Do you know what that line is for? No? Can I tell you? Okay, so sometimes when authors write stories, they do a beautiful job of drawing their picture first, and then they write words about their story. And because you know how to write your name, I know that you could use some of the letters in your name. You could use some of the letters that you know. Do you think that might be a good idea for you? You think you could try that? Yes? All right. Well, you know what? I'm going to put this aside, and Miss James will give it back to you at a later time, maybe during work time, and you could add some details and maybe thinking about adding some words. Would that be okay? Hey, give me a high five. You are a great author.
Good job.
All right, so I'm just going to make a note here, because when I look here at the Texas Pre-Kindergarten Guidelines, that's what teachers use, right? And I go, how is he doing? Look, you're about here. See how this little picture has kiddos drawing pictures? That's where you are. So we want to try and get you to where you can add some words and letters to your story too. Would that be great? Yeah, so that way you're ready for kindergarten. All right. Thank you, Sebastian.
Good job,
you can go
buddy.
to your table now, okay?
Thank you. Excellent.
All right, so using this, what would you say would be a glow for him? Something he's doing well, a
I
positive.
think he's drawing well. I think he's doing a good job of drawing. He writes his name correctly.
Okay.
All of the letters.
And then his teaching point, he kind of identified it for us, right? So using his name or letters that he knows to expand on his story, right? Or letters.
And perhaps adding more details, like you said.
Oh, absolutely, and that'll evolve time with confidence. One thing I did notice is his pressure, his pencil pressure is light. Yeah, he's just barely doing it, so that to me is a sign of confidence, right? And we know how important confidence is, so giving him more opportunities to write and also developing those fine motor skills so he can write will be a good thing for him. So that would probably be, do you see that as a large group or a small group lesson for him?
I would think small group.
Yeah, I probably. All right, and I know that you keep these to plan, so there's Sebastian. All right, next we have Amelia. Would you like to call her?
Yes. Amelia, come here, love.
They're so excited. Amelia, come here, darling. Have a seat right here. Oh, you have reindeer horns, don't you? All right.
Mama bought them from school.
She bought them for school. Is today reindeer day?
Yeah.
Yes. You know why? You know how I knew that?
My friend has a reindeer day.
Oh, okay.
Where's my towel?
All right. So, Miss James, I thought I would let you lead this conference. And
Yes.
here's your note taking.
Excellent.
And I have the guidelines ready for you.
Well, Amelia is a wonderful artist, aren't you? Yeah, she's a wonderful artist. So I'd love for you to look at this because I've been bragging about your art, and you know what? She has seen some of your art already with your writing. So I want you to look at this, and I want you to tell us about this.
I draw the snowman like this to make it so wonderful.
Oh, and what else is happening in your story?
Well, my son was holding a Christmas tree and a little grape.
A little grape?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And can you tell us about this right here?
And the Christmas tree is having a green grape and this grape is in the sky and my snowman's gonna eat.
He's gonna eat the grapes.
He's gonna eat this grape, this grape, this grape.
A snowman that likes to eat grapes. Well, imagine that. Very nice.
And do you know what my snowman is?
What I really like that you have learned to do is that a lot of the students were working on trying to just fill up the box and to add as many details as we can. So when I see this, and I know that these are snowflakes, this tells me automatically that your snowman is outside, right?
Yeah.
He's outside, he's not inside, right? Because we
Yeah,
have
be-
snowflakes.
Because if the snowman's inside, it'll melt. And they'll get on the floor
Okay.
down to the bottom.
It'll get on the floor. Very nice. Well, this is super. I'm super impressed. And we're going to keep working on this also because I know that you are ready to start writing words and we're going to work on that. But then the first thing that I really, or the next thing I would really love to look at is that I know that you know all the letters of your name, right? And we've been working on your handwriting and you're really doing so much better writing your letters. But the one thing that I did notice here, what do you notice? Let's look at your letter link here. And so, what letter do we start with when we start writing your name? Where do we begin?
Here, I'll help them. You can keep
Please.
going.
So when we are writing, we start, when we're reading a book, remember how you showed me where do we go? When we're reading a book, we start,
To left to right.
oh, from left, did you hear that?
I heard her left to right.
Yes. So it's the same way with our handwriting. So I want you to look at this and I want you to tell me, no. What do you think we need to do here? What do you think we need to do here?
You put the A here.
You're exactly right.
I need to put the M here and the E here.
We could totally do that,
And the I
right?
here and the L here and the I here and the lowercase A here.
So you want to try it for me? Do you think you could try it super quick? Would that be okay?
And she can use pen.
How about that? So look, here's your letter link. So remember what you told me? How are we going to start? I'm really struggling with this.
Let's do this.
We've been working
Choppers.
on it. There
Good job.
we go. See?
Hey, she's writing her name. Do you know how to write your name? See?
Left to right.
Okay, Amelia, so when you write your next story, first of all, you'll know how to write left to right. Look at your story here. Where do you think you could write your name and maybe words about your story? Where do you think you could do that?
I think right here.
Maybe up here? Guess what this line is for? Look, you can also write your sentence here or your story here. Does that sound like a good idea? All right, Amelia, you're a fantastic author.
Well, I don't know why you have to draw stuff here.
That's okay. You know what? Your teacher and I are going to talk about that. Okay? All right. You can go sit down. Thank you.
High five.
High
Good
five.
job. Okay.
All right.
Si te vas y te sientas, te voy a dar 5 horas. So, ahí siéntate, papito. Okay?
So I
He's
have.
ready. Go sit down.
Are you ready to go sit down?
Sí.
All right. So after I heard her, I'm thinking other opportunities. She's doing the left to right thing, but maybe there's a large group lesson about pictures here, words here.
And I do feel it.
You know, because they both, even though they were at very different levels, they both had that same confusion about what was what, and so that might be a good teaching point for that.
Okay.
You know, I think about this process, right? And you know John Hattie, right? We always hear about John Hattie and how his research tells about what has the biggest impact on instruction. And one of the biggest impacts is student confidence, right? So their ability to have student efficacy, to feel like they could do it. And then the feedback, also huge, like 0.9. No, that feedback I think is 0.7, but still above that 0.4 threshold. So I think this practice and taking the notes and keeping track of them as you plan your small groups and large groups is going to have huge impact on their writing. But it's funny how just this quick conversation brought up really specific small group and large group lessons that you could do to help them push forward.
Definitely.
All right.